Hey, Steve. The second unit came in and sort of stabilized things at the end of that first quarter. What was that? Was it just like fresher legs or just like the back-to-back?
Yeah, with the back-to-back, we knew we were going to play a lot of people, which we did. I think we had 12 guys play, 10 minutes or more. And we were going to play a lot of zone, which we did early in the game, and they scored almost every time. So we abandoned that, but we were doing everything we could to try to protect our starters' legs after the overtime game last night. This is also the second game of a 5-7 stretch. So yeah, it was great. That group came in and really got the game right, and from there it was really fun to watch everybody contribute.
Steve, these MVP chants in opposing arenas, you've seen it so much, but does it ever get old?
Never gets old coaching Steph Curry, I can tell you that. He's an amazing player, even better person, and team leader, and he captivates people all over the world for a reason. It's the beauty of his play and his movement and the fluidity of it all, but also just the person he is. I think I've never met a fan who didn't like Steph. Maybe in Cleveland during the finals, he got a couple bad remarks.
And what about all these crazy shots that he's hitting after the whistle? Like they don't count?
Yeah, he had like 4 of them tonight. Right. And they're all sort of questionable whether they're going to be counted or not. The first 3 did not. The last one did count, and those are tricky calls for the refs. But no, he's magical.
I think you hold them to 6 of 19 shooting in the fourth quarter. Just what do you like about the way you guys closed tonight?
Yeah, I mean, they got off to such a hot start and kind of picked apart our zone. They made a couple of late threes and late shot clock threes early. And but once we switched to our man-to-man, we had pretty good attention on Cam Thomas and Porter Jr., even though both guys, had it going a little bit. I thought in the fourth quarter, our attention to Porter Jr. in particular was really good.
How crucial was Jimmy's getting to the free throw line in terms of controlling pace tonight?
Yeah, it was a big deal. I love when Jimmy's out there with 4 reserve players. There's a different vibe. He just takes over the game. Sometimes when he's out there with Steph, he defers, which is understandable, but he's at his best when he is attacking, getting to the line like he did tonight.
I think 23, 24 minutes for D'Anthony tonight. Finishes down the stretch. What are you seeing with him, and are you more comfortable now going above that 20-minute mark? Yeah,
24 is now the new limit, and I talked to him yesterday in Toronto. He said his body's feeling really good, so it's a good sign. And hopefully we'll get to a point this season where he's able to play back-to-backs. But for now, we're being cautious.
Hello, Coach. How you describe the Chase performance tonight?
I'm sorry?
Chase.
Yeah. Trace was fantastic. Yeah, really did a great job. I didn't get him out there last night, and it didn't feel right because he's been playing so well. But the way Toronto was guarding Steph, we just felt like we needed to stay with our shooting bigs with Al and Quentin. So tonight was a great matchup for him. He did a hell of a job, helped turn the game in the second quarter.
I know you guys started the second half small. Was it just what did you see there in terms of going away from QP? Their athleticism. I just wanted to be a little more mobile and get the ball moving a little bit more. They had a wing guarding Quentin. Claxton was guarding Draymond anyway, so QP was basically playing the wing spot, and I just wanted to get a little more speed, a little more ball movement.
Hey, Steve, if you could just take us through the goodbye to DeMarco there at the end. I saw you all gave him the game ball. What was sort of that like for you and the coaching staff?
Yeah, we love Chris. We're going to miss him. He's been here 14 years, longer than I've been here. He's sopping wet in the locker room right now. The players just doused him with water. He gave a brief speech thanking everybody, and then the players all just bombarded him with water. So it was a good send-off. We gave him the game ball, and we're going to miss him. And it's bizarre, before the game, some of us went down to his new office right down the hall, and what a weird night, to have this be his final night in the arena that he's going to be coaching in. But it felt fitting. He needs to get to work in his new job, and I think it was a good compromise to have him finish out, basically until this point. Yeah, he's going to do great. He's a great coach. We're going to miss him.
Hi, Coach. I saw that 7 out of 8 players from the bench scored tonight with multiple points. So I wanted to ask you how important you think this thing is for rest of the season, especially at this point of the season.
Yeah, I think it's one of the strengths of our roster is the depth. I mean, I feel comfortable putting anybody out there, and we showed that tonight. And we got a lot of really good contributions. I thought Will Richard was fantastic. He and Melt, helped close the game with some great defensive plays. And, Guy always brings great energy. You see the plus minuses from the bench. They're all sky high. So great work from the bench tonight.
Hey, Steve. I know you've seen Michael Porter Jr. a lot over the years in the West, but now that you finally got to see him up close and personal in this situation, what are your thoughts on the player he's rounded into here with Brooklyn?
Yeah, he looks great. Obviously, he's the focal point now here, whereas in Denver, he was he played off Jokic and he was fantastic. But now he's taking on more responsibility and more shot creation, and he's a tough guy to guard at that size with the way he moves and can put the ball on the floor and rise up and shoot over the top. He's tough to handle.
Is there a pathway for JK to get back in the rotation?
There is. It's tough because he's not really a short minute player. I played a bunch of guys 8-10 minutes. JK's a guy who needs rhythm. He's not like a Guy who's going to come in, or Pat, and just fly around and play with great energy for 4 minutes and come out. He needs some rhythm. So he always has to stay ready, and there's a pathway there. But right now it's not there. But things change quickly in the NBA. Thank you.
Defensively, you guys holding the 6 of 19 in the fourth quarter. What was working on that end for you guys?
Activity. I think we kind of locked in on a game plan, and we kind of understood what they had going on through the last 3 quarters. So we just locked in and we just said, it's time to kind of slow down. They run, they make it, and everything like that.
I know you played yesterday in Toronto, but after the way the team lost, how important does this one feel to close a game the way that you guys closed?
Like you said, it was important because this is stuff we got to work on going forward, and it's not necessarily for the time being now, but it's later in the season. You know what I mean? We don't want to get in a situation down the road where we got to trying to fight for certain positions and trying to get to the playoffs and stuff.
You played, how many minutes tonight? 20. Is that workload?
Yeah. No, my body's feeling well. It's just about stacking days and strengthening, when I'm still not feeling the best. So my body's been holding up, and I think that's the most important thing, just taking it day by day.
Jimmy gets to the free throw. How in terms of controlling pace for you guys?
I mean, we love it. We got a little bit of an older team, so that stoppage of play, it definitely helps us, and it definitely helps us get, our defense is set, especially with young teams that like to run up and down.
Hello, Martin. How the MVP chase in the opposing arena?
You said that again?
Yeah.
Oh, MVP chats. I mean, we love it. We love it. I think he's, proven it night in and night out. He does so much for our team. He does so much for the organization that, we got to respect everything he's doing, especially at the age he's doing it at. So we just got to do our best to help him out and contribute in the ways we can.
58-27 edge and bench scoring. How good does that feel to know that your second unit wins like that?
I mean, it feels amazing. Like I said, every time I come on here, we have a deep team, and I trust everybody that goes on our floor. So now just putting the ball in the basket is important, just to give these other guys some relief. So hopefully this is a big confidence boost for everybody out there.
Chris DeMarco leaves tonight. I'm just curious, what has he imparted to you, and what do you think the New York Liberty and the WNBA will get with him now in that league.
Yeah. CD, that's my dog. I love having conversations with him. We have a lot of defensive conversations just about matchups and coverages and all that stuff. So it's gonna be sad to see him leave, especially last year I didn't get the full year with him. So now I get another half a year with him. But just his approach to the game is important. He always approaches the game so so mindful and so willingness to change things up too. So I think it's gonna be really good for the Liberty in terms of his mindset, and the W is gonna be hopefully improves it too.
Midway through the first quarter. I think just with the back-to-back, you just kind of got to get yourself going. I didn't play last game, and so I felt like I could help bring the energy up. Just go out there. Just starts on the defensive end of the floor, so get stops and start running, and then see if my teammates can build off that. When you guys get the night, how do you help you guys control pace? It's huge for us. The way that Jimmy plays, it's an emphasis to get him the ball, especially whenever I'm on the court. I'll literally call off drags and stuff like that with our guards and tell them to just give it to him because he's going to make something good happen. He draws two in a different way than Steph, but he still does it, and you get easy threes and lobs and stuff of that nature. How crucial did this one feel after just kind of the way the game ended yesterday? Yeah, that's kind of been our MO like this year, and so just being able to win some on the road. It's hard to win on the road. It's always been hard to win on the road, and so being able to get one going into Charlotte feels good.
Hello, Chase. I was wondering how Marco isolated back to the locker room together.
Yeah, CD, he's been with me since my rookie year, getting on me, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Just the way that I'm playing right now is a credit to him. Just the way that I'm affecting on the defensive end of the floor, and I just got to continue it. I'm going to miss him. He's really good people, and I wish him luck here in Brooklyn.
And did you feel like more confidence in the last couple of games?
I wouldn't necessarily say confidence. I'm just trying to bring energy. Me and Coach have talked, and he says whenever I go in, I'm going to play in spurts. I was playing well, so he rode me a little bit longer, but that's how it goes. How does playing, short, what does that change for you, or how does that, what does that do for you? I mean, it doesn't really change anything, but I just feel like for me, just being able to run the floor, make the other bigs tired, just play just kind of crazy, all out effort, all out intensity, and just, yeah, basically. When you see a 58-27 advantage for your guys' bench, what does that make you think? It just makes me think that we did our job, honestly. There's nothing else to say. We got a lot of older guys on our team, and sometimes we got to do the heavy lifting. So.
Going back to Chris DeMarco, what do you think he's going to add not only to the Liberty but to the WNBA as a whole?
He's going to bring intensity. He's a winner, especially being a part of this organization. They already have a great player on their team. She's kind of similar to Steph, and so I think that just the play calls, the way they are on the floor, I think it's going to help them a lot. And so I think it's going to be good, and I can't wait to watch.
Cool, great, all right. Yeah.
After what happened yesterday in Toronto?
It was important. It's what we needed to do, and we did it. Everybody contributed. It was, a committee, a do-it-by-committee type of night, knowing the back-to-back and all that. So everybody stepped up, and it was great to see.
Scoring balance with you and Jimmy moving the line like that 11, 12 times. What does that do for you guys in terms of pace and tempo and whatnot?
I mean, it's easy. It's hard earned points getting fouled, but he's a high percentage guy and allows you to get your defense set. And when some of these young teams are moving up and down the floor, it settles the game no matter what what the time and score is.
Steph, you passed KG on all-time scoring list tonight. How does it feel to pass such a legend and such an epic guy in KG?
I mean, I can talk specifically about each person that's been on the list that I've passed or hopefully, if I'm able to keep going, at this stage, it's just all icons, all legends, all guys that I love watching play, define the era that they played in, and are just household names for a reason because of what they accomplished in their career. So to pass those type of individuals, and especially a guy like KG, champ, and what his career meant, it's special for sure. So each guy passed, I'm honored.
And then one more real quick. You're hitting all these crazy, N1 circus shots. Some count, some don't. You hit that crazy full court shot at home the other day. Who's your go-to horse matchup? Your dream ideal horse matchup? And what would be your go-to trick shot to guarantee them a letter?
That's a good question. I've seen Luca do some stuff, so probably me and him. I don't have a go-to shot other than probably just the half court, knowing you got to make it.
Not the teardrop and warm-ups?
You're giving me some good ideas, actually. Yeah, that's a good answer, too.
Appreciate you.
Steph, you Draymond must have been with CD longer than even Steve. It's final game today. Going to be Liberty coach, obviously. What has it been like being with him for all this time, and what are your thoughts on him now that he's getting this opportunity after wanting this kind of shot?
Yeah, it's having been, with this organization for 17 years, and there are certain guys, who've been there pretty much since day one that have seen all the different changes and every step of the journey from up and comer to first playoff series to, what this last decade has meant. So for a guy like that that's earned everything, he's gotten this league with his hard work, and there's a reason he's still part of the staff from the Mark Jackson era to now, the Bahamian national team experience. And even just the process of seeing him go after the Liberty job and, talk to the GM here on his behalf and just understand who he is as a coach and everything that he's contributed and learned along the way will hopefully be a smooth transition to, that locker room. And I'm excited for him. I know he's ready. He's chomping at the bit to get there. Hopefully they can get to work soon and see him do his thing.
Steph, what types of conversations have you had with Sabrina Ionescu sort of about what she should expect when it comes to being coached by Chris DeMarco?
Obviously from him, he'll challenge her, challenge the whole locker room. And it's like very similar when, Steve came in with us. He's not going to come in thinking he's going to reinvent the wheel or make these drastic changes. And it'll be a collaborative effort when it comes to, the communication, engaging with players, getting their feedback, and building that trust over time. So I'm sure they'll run some pad actions that we used to or still do probably, and have been known for. I think he'll help her on and off the ball, get some actions because I know she's capable of that, and just play good basketball. So that's about it.
If you could just take us inside sort of what the goodbye was like. I know he got the game ball, and Coach Kerr said that you all sort of showered him with water. What was that all like for you?
It's interesting for a coach to have that moment. Sometimes players get it for individual accomplishments, game winners, career highs, all that type of stuff. But for a coach, it speaks to, just his presence within the coaching staff, for a decade plus, and having fun, sending him off the right way. I'm glad we got the win tonight to have that moment for him because it would have been a little somber had we lost.
Steph, okay. Your performances at like MSG are often talked about, but you seem to also have like a special relationship with Barclays. The crowd seems to be on your side. MVP chants. Does this arena have any special meaning for you?
I've had some good games here, and the turnout from Dub Nation seems to grow every single year. And I enjoy it. I appreciate it. I know it adds to the excitement of the night when you look forward to this type of game. And, you know, it's probably the one of the few times I've had the MVP chant and I missed that last free throw. Just kind of getting distracted a little bit. But I'm definitely grateful for it. Just it keeps you going, picks you up, even on like a back-to-back where it might be a little tough to find some energy. For a road crowd to give you that and you feed off of it is special.
Hey, Steph. I'm writing something about Pat for my school newspaper, and I'm just wondering what makes him unique.
He's just an athlete. He's a dog. He's a competitor. Find me anybody who's got the self-confidence to do what he's done and, transitioning from the highest of levels of one sport, I mean, not professionally, but, collegiately, and then say, I'm going to go do what I love to do, play basketball, and find a spot at Northwestern where he knew he could have the best shot. And you just know when he's out there, he's going to have ultimate self-confidence, belief in what he's capable of doing. You're not backing down from anybody, and that's why he's, where he's at right now. So love what he's doing, love what he brings to our team. Very unique individual and story.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody.